Hi, I'm Evander Hodges, and today I am going to be making cucumber spinach spread. And this is one of my family's absolute favorite appetizers, not only on my side of the family, but on my husband's side of the family too. Every time we take it to an event, we never have any leftovers, so I will usually try to keep some back so that we have a little bit extra to eat at home. One of the reasons we love this so much is it is a very versatile appetizer. There are several ways you can serve it, which I'll go over after we make some of this, after we get it all made up. And if you can chop, stir, measure, you can make this. It is an absolute easy recipe to make. So that's another reason we absolutely love it. So without further ado, we are going to make some cucumber spinach spread. So you want to start off with an 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese. I am actually using a third less fat version. You can use the original version, but I really can't tell the difference in taste. So I just try to save a few calories if I can, because I usually end up consuming a lot more of this than I probably should, but I do anyway. So you've got your cream cheese, and one tip, if you can, set this out to soften about 10 to 15 minutes before you get ready to stir it. If you want, you can set it out in a bowl like I've got it here before you get to chopping your other ingredients, and then it's usually easier to mix. If you don't, not the end of the world, you just have to add a little elbow grease to the equation to kind of get it mixed up. So you got your cream cheese. Then to that, you are going to add a cup of chopped fresh spinach. I use fresh because I prefer the taste of fresh. You could probably use frozen. I've never actually used frozen, so you know, it's up to you. If you prefer that, then go right ahead, but I prefer the fresh. So a cup of fresh chopped spinach. Then once you get that in there, you're going to add a cup of diced cucumber. And I have this in paper towels right now, and the reason I have it in paper towels is because you want to get the moisture out of it. So before you do that though, take the peel off, because that'll help get more of the moisture out of it as well. So peel it, dice it up, put it between several paper towels and push on it to get the water out. And the reason you want to do this is because if you have all that water in there and you set it in the refrigerator, the water's gonna come to the top and it can make your spread kind of runny, and you don't want that. So press as much out as you possibly can. And another tip is I will usually chop up a little bit more than a cup, because you can see your paper towel, some of the cucumber is gonna get stuck on the paper towel. So if you chop up a little bit more, then you know, if you have some stuck, you're still gonna get what you need. I say that, but I mean, if you have a little bit more or a little bit less of any of these ingredients, not a big deal. A lot of this can be done to taste. So if you prefer more spinach, put more spinach in. If you prefer more cucumber, put more cucumber in. It's up to you. So take your cucumber, once it's been pressed, you're gonna wanna get what you can of that in, but don't scrape the paper towel too much, or you're gonna get holes, since I mean it's a wet paper towel and you don't want a bunch of paper towel in your dip. So get that in. Then after that, you are going to add a third cup of chopped red onion. And I'm using red onion. One, I prefer the color. I also prefer the stronger taste in this, the stronger flavor of red onion. If you don't like an onion flavor, you can use a white onion, or if you want a little bit sweeter onion flavor, you can use a yellow onion. I just prefer red, so whatever you want to do though. Take a third cup of that, put that in there. Then after that, you're going to add a half cup of grated mozzarella cheese. And this can be store-bought, or if you want to get really fancy, you can get some fresh mozzarella and grate it yourself. Totally up to you. I just use the store-bought. So put that in there. Then after that, you are going to use a third cup of sour cream, and I'm actually using regular sour cream for this. You can also use reduced fat sour cream as well. I just have regular in the fridge for other recipes this week, so that's what I'm using. All right, get that in there. Then once you get that in there, the last ingredient is dill weed. And you want about a teaspoon and a half of this. I like a lot of dill, so if you want a little less, again, use a little less. It's up to you. So you get about a teaspoon and a half. put that in there. So now we've got all of our ingredients in there. It's gonna look like this. And then you just wanna mix it all up really well. And it's gonna take a little bit of mixing to get everything kind of married together. But it also, I think, looks really pretty. So we just keep mixing. And another thing too, this is really good to eat right when you're finished getting it all mixed up. But I actually prefer to let it sit in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours, preferably overnight. That really gives all of the flavors a chance to kind of mix and mingle and get to know each other. And I mean, like I said, it's excellent right when you're finished with it, but it is really, really delicious if you let it sit overnight, or at least 4 hours. So that didn't take too long. We are all mixed up, okay? And that is it. I mean, that's all there is to it. That's all she wrote. Now it's just a matter of deciding what you want to spread it on. So as I was saying before, depending on what you're taking it to, you can put it on pretty much anything, or just use your imagination. But this is kind of our all-time favorite. We usually take this to cookouts, so we dress it down a little bit. And if we're going to a cookout, and my personal favorite to eat it on are just regular old corn chips. So usually what I will do is I usually take it in a plastic container, but you know, if we're at home and we're hosting the cookout, I dress it up a little bit more. So, that's good. So, I'll put it in here. You can have your corn chips along the side. Like I said, this is my absolute favorite, or my husband actually prefers multigrain crackers. So, you can serve it with that as well. Another even healthier option, you can cut up celery, carrots, cauliflower, broccoli, and put that along the side and give, you know, do a little bit of a vegetable tray. And you can have spoons as well, or just, you know, people can usually dip it on their plate and put that on there. So that's one option to make it with. The next, if you're doing a little bit more of a, I don't know, a fancier event, maybe a holiday like Christmas, we took this on Christmas as well. Another thing you can do is mushrooms. And I just baked these off in the oven. So all you need to do if you want to do mushrooms with the dip is I get the baby portobello mushrooms, and you want to get a nice good pocket to put it in. So you just want to pop those stems out. And you can either discard these, or I'll save them to throw them in salads or on pizzas or whatever. So totally up to you. But you get that nice little pocket in there. And then you want to bake these off in the oven. And it's usually on 375 for maybe 10-15 minutes, just until they're soft. And then once you get them baked off, then you just take your dip and you'll spoon that in there. And these are excellent. And it's good if you can kind of serve them when they're warm. If not, they're good when they get a little cold as well. So then you can also do a crescent roll with this in the middle, and that's really easy too. All you want to do is get some store-bought crescent rolls, and you're going to bake them according to the package directions. So just preheat your oven to whatever the package says. And you'll unroll your dough. And then what you'll want to do is just take a little bit of your dip, maybe a tablespoon or so, and just roll that up in there. And I'm not making this super pretty, but close the ends and then put them on your baking dish, and like I said, wrap them up, bake them according to package directions. So that's another option. And then one of the last options you can do is just a little sandwich. We do this as well. Take some of the spread, you put it on the bread and stick it on there. And I'm just using 12 grain bread. So there are lots of different ways you can do this. You can also, you know, just any type of good crusty bread is wonderful. Just anything you can think of, from crackers to breads to vegetables, whatever you want to do. So that's one of our family's favorites. I hope you all enjoy. Thank you.